In a world of noise, we are the signal. I'm Dr. Satoshi, and today I'm going to talk about something most people overlook about Bitcoin. It's not just money, it's something much deeper. There's a spiritual layer to it that's rarely talked about, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Bitcoin is so much more than a financial revolution. It's a spiritual awakening. Let's get into it, because there are 7 reasons why this runs way deeper than you think. The first reason is truth. Bitcoin is aligned with the frequency of truth. We live in a world full of distortion. Our entire world is built on lies, hidden inflation, manipulated markets, gaslighting media, corrupt institutions. But Bitcoin cannot lie. It's pure. Its code is open source, which means that anyone can read it and verify exactly how it works. There are no secrets, no backdoors, and no hidden agendas. It's transparent by design, which builds trust not through blind faith, but through math and proof. Bitcoin is like this silent tuning fork vibrating at the frequency of truth. And once you come into contact with it, you start to resonate at that same frequency of truth, and it changes you. I have felt this change at the core of my soul. You start to feel the difference between real and fake, between integrity and illusion. Bitcoin literally reprograms your mind to detect distortion and lies and reject them. That's why Bitcoiners stop falling for the same games, because Bitcoin tunes you into truth. And once you're aligned with truth, you stop tolerating anything less. When you hold Bitcoin, you are holding truth itself. And when you experience the feeling of holding truth, it feels like you are aligning with the fabric of reality itself. And the moment you truly internalize this concept, it shifts your entire value system. This is why Bitcoiners stop obsessing over material possessions. Owning a house or a car or a watch starts to feel so trivial once you own Bitcoin and realize that you have the opportunity to own truth. Let that sink in. You can own a share of truth. Truth is supposed to be priceless, eternal, beyond ownership. But with Bitcoin, you are literally buying a finite piece of something that transcends this world. And the craziest part, most of us, even the most committed Bitcoiners, we haven't fully grasped the magnitude of what that means yet. The second reason is sovereignty. Here's the thing about fiat. It trains you to outsource everything. Your money, let the banks handle it. Your health, let big pharma handle it. Your thoughts, let the media tell you what to think. Your values, just fit in and follow the script. But Bitcoin flips all of that. It shows you what it means to own your life, to design your own path. It guides you back to sovereignty, to self-responsibility. It shows you that you can take back control, that you should question the system, that you have the power to design a life on your terms. Bitcoin wakes up a part of you that forgot how powerful you are, and it gently, persistently reminds you that you don't need permission to be sovereign. Bitcoin doesn't just free your money, it frees your mind. And a free mind is a crucial step on a spiritual awakening journey. Next is low time preference, and this one is huge. Bitcoin rewires you to think long term and to delay gratification, to think generationally and to build things that last. You start caring less about quick dopamine hits and more about what really matters: your health, your relationships, your purpose. You start asking, what's the opportunity cost of this decision? Is this pleasure actually worth the long-term trade-off? Is this choice aligned with who I want to become? And that's not just financial wisdom, that's spiritual wisdom, because short-term pleasure usually appeals to the flesh, and chasing short-term pleasures is often harmful and not aligned with your long-term goals. You realize that long-term fulfillment is what truly nourishes the soul. Bitcoin teaches you to delay gratification, and that's healing, because your soul isn't here for cheap thrills. It's here for truth, discipline, and alignment. Bitcoin teaches you to slow down, to build, to wait, to think generationally. And that shift, it's not just financial, it's spiritual healing. Proof of work isn't just a technical protocol, it's a mirror of natural law. You earn only what you deserve, no more, no less. No shortcuts, no bailouts, no manipulation. It reflects a universal truth that you must put in energy to receive value. This isn't just about mining, it's how the universe operates. Cause and effect, action and consequence. When you align your life with that truth, when you embrace discipline, integrity, and effort, you're not just becoming a better Bitcoiner, you're aligning with the principles the universe itself is built on. And when you live in sync with natural law, life begins to flow. You feel more grounded, more whole. That's why proof of work is not just how Bitcoin runs, it's a guide on how you can run your life. Decentralization isn't just about tech, it's about divine unity. We're all individual nodes, unique, sovereign, powerful, but we're all part of one network. We are all one. That's not just how Bitcoin works, that's how consciousness works. We've been conditioned to compete, to step on each other just to survive. Meanwhile, the 1% sits back and laughs while we fight over the scraps. The 1% keeps control by turning the 99% against each other. Bitcoin flips the script. It shows us what's possible when people come together. It removes the central point of control and says, we don't need rulers, we need each other. Imagine what humanity could do if we stopped fighting each other and started building together. The decentralized nature of Bitcoin inspires a spiritual shift in humanity that has the potential to ignite a peaceful revolution that could not only save humanity, but also propel us to levels that we can't even imagine. Bitcoin is light. Think about it. It exposes the darkness. It reveals the truth about fiat, about corruption, about manipulation. It shines into places people don't want to look, and it doesn't flinch. And light doesn't just reveal, it transforms. It turns everything it touches into light. That's why once Bitcoin touches your life, your vision starts to shift. You start to see the lies. You start to value things differently. You start to wake up. You start to clean up your life, and you start to rise up. Bitcoin doesn't just give you better money, it illuminates your path, and it illuminates a clean path forward for humanity. Bitcoin is not just a financial network, it's an energetic bridge, connecting realms that were once thought to be separate. Let me explain. We tend to think of reality as only what we can touch and see, the physical world. But the physical realm is just a fraction of what exists. Science now confirms what mystics have always known. The physical world makes up less than 0.001% of all reality. The rest is the informational realm, the field of energy, frequency and vibration that underlies everything, the realm of light, of intelligence, of thought, of consciousness. This is where truth lives, where intention takes form, where all matter begins. And Bitcoin is the first technology in human history to bridge all three realms. The physical realm through the conversion of electricity and time, the digital realm through distributed code, algorithms, and protocols, and most profoundly, the informational realm through pure mathematical truth. Think about that for a moment. Bitcoin doesn't exist in the physical world. It has no atoms, no mass, no physical location. It exists as pure information, validated energy that lives beyond space and time. Satoshi didn't just invent something, he discovered something. He reached into the informational field, the realm of timeless intelligence, and pulled something real into being. And through the proof of work process, he anchored it into the physical world by converting energy into truth. That's not just technology, that's alchemy, that's spiritual engineering. And when you hold Bitcoin, you're not holding a coin or a file, you're holding knowledge. Private keys are not just passwords, they are access codes to truth that lives in the informational realm. The fact that you can own a piece of this truth, the fact that this truth is finite, the fact that you can verify and store it without ever physically touching it is absolutely revolutionary. For the first time in human history, we can own a finite share of something that lives beyond the material world. Let that settle. What you're holding is not just digital, and it's definitely not just financial. You are holding something that exists outside of corruption, outside of politics, outside of ego. You are holding a share of a cosmic truth structure, a structure that can't be faked, can't be manipulated, and can't be inflated. This is why Bitcoin feels different, why it moves people so deeply, why it changes lives. Because when you hold it, you're no longer just participating in the economy, you're aligning yourself with the deepest architecture of the universe. Bitcoin isn't from this world. It's from a realm that's infinitely more powerful than anything we can see. It's a bridge between worlds, and that is deeply spiritual. If this video spoke to something deeper inside of you, sit with it. Share it with someone else who might feel it too. Let the signal spread. This is Dr. Satoshi, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of The Signal. In a world drowning in noise, signal is everything. Most people are overwhelmed, distracted, and deceived, not because they lack intelligence, but because they've lost the ability to discern what truly matters. But signal cuts through the noise. And Bitcoin is pure signal. It doesn't promise. It doesn't lie. It doesn't bend to opinion or propaganda. It just is. And as the world descends into even more chaos, distraction, and distortion, your ability to identify signal, to recognize what's real, true, and timeless will be one of your greatest assets. So stay sharp, stay sovereign, stay tuned, because here on The Signal, we don't follow trends, we follow truth. I'm Dr. Satoshi, and in a world of noise, we are the signal.